Hello, my name is Samet, and this will be my first English video in this channel. What I will talk about in this video will be like in general my experiences. So I thought having a wider audience would be a better idea to express myself. That's why I wanted to start recording the videos in English. And the main topics, the main idea of the topic will be, I was planning to make the title of the video is Diary01. But in the video I wrote different topics that I will talk about. Like I called these topics is a trend. The meaning of trend for me is that the things that I think right now, and the things that I spend my time. So mostly I will talk about what do I do in this period of my life and what I'm planning to do on this topic that I will be talking about. And I wanted to make two separate parts about this video. The first one is my personal trends, and the second one is the social trends. In social trends, it will be like general experiences, and maybe like I don't want to talk the details about it so much, but I was thinking that if I will talk about it, and it can be a good idea to record my ideas right now about the things that happening, of course. And yeah, let's start actually explain where am I right now. Right now I am in Turkey and in my hometown. Before I was recording my videos in Italy because I was in Italy basically, and in this month I am in Turkey, so that's why I am recording this video in Turkey. And I was thinking a lot what could I record to create some beneficial videos, and I thought that this idea is the best idea for this month. So firstly, the main part I do right now is the exercises. Again, in the exercises, I rated it two different areas. One of them is the cardiovascular exercises. The other one is the strength exercises. The first one is the cardiovascular exercises, can be swimming, riding a bike, or running. On the swimming part, in the first week that I was in Turkey, I had a chance to swim in Dikili, which is the one of the municipality in Izmir. And right now I don't have a chance to swim, but moreover I have a chance to ride a bike and run. When I'm coming to Turkey, I wasn't thinking that I will have a chance to run because I didn't have a place in my backpack to put my shoes, running shoes. But my brother has a shoes here, so that's why I can use these shoes. So this way I have a chance to run. And also he also has a bike. The bike is a good, it has a good quality, so that's why you can easily ride more than 20-30 kilometers. And the main problem here is that the weather is so hot in the summer, especially if you're in August. And that's why I had to wake up at 6 if I wanna do sports. Because if you wanna be outside around 1 p.m., the time that I am recording this video right now, in inside, yes, you can survive, but in outside, it's extremely difficult. And even in, the walking in the sun is extremely difficult. Of course, you can do this, but it's really almost impossible to do exercises, cardiovascular exercises at this hour. And I think I covered everything in the cardiovascular part. And the other one is the strength part. I also talk about the details of this. Why do I do sports and how you can improve yourself in the sport. Maybe I can also make a video in English about this topic. Actually, I am planning to do this too, by the way. And in strength parts, I can stretch and improve my muscles at home because I have a bar that I can do pull-ups. And moreover, I have also things to do push-ups, like the push-up tool, I would say. This way you can have a better range of motion. So this way I can improve my chest in a better way. I have also small weight, which is max to 50 kilo. And it's not so enough when I compare to gym, but it's okay. The reason that I don't go to gym here, it doesn't make any sense to go to gym because I don't stay here a lot, and it doesn't make sense to make a membership to the gym for a month and so on. Lastly, the purpose of this exercise part is it's related to basically longevity, but before I also started doing exercises in general. When I was a child, I was playing football. Even it was good cardiovascular exercise to improve your legs and so on. But right now, the main reason is related to longevity because I know how important it is to stay healthy, and being healthy is the main idea that I follow right now, and which is some people call it longevity, of course. I will also talk about it briefly. Maybe even I can start to talk about it right now. The longevity, the idea that I follow is right now is the longevity. Maybe I can say that my priority is the longevity. Actually, of course, it's not my first priority because I have to earn money, I have classes and so on. But I try to put enough attention as much as possible because I want to stay healthy as long as possible and to keep my body ready and the improvement in the technologies. I believe that we will live really long years. Maybe even we won't die. I would say like it looks like a fairy tale. Maybe most of you, but I really think like this, and I also read books about it. I'm also planning to talk about it soon. Actually, maybe that's enough for talking about longevity. Maybe I can, as I told you before, for exercises, maybe I can make another video about longevity, like the why do I follow these ideas and what do I do to keep my health as optimal as possible. Talking about the books that I read right now. Before I used to read the novels book. I was reading like science fiction books. And anymore, mostly I read books about the topics that they are interesting for me. Before I read a book about longevity. Right now I read a book about singularity, and the author of this book is the Ray Kurzweil. This book is about singularity. The meaning of singularity is like improving our consciousness and improving our brains, and maybe using our brains in the cloud. So this way, maybe we will live like until the end of time or something. I don't know if this like databases will not destroy it or something in climate change or other apocalypse. Like we can live basically forever. Of course, like he talks about the details and the improvements in the technology, and mainly it's also about the technology and how fast is it and how it's getting faster and faster. He also talks about the AI and the things that AI will do in the future, and maybe I didn't tell about it in the beginning of the video. I am the student in the field of data science and engineering in Polytechnico di Torino. So this way, the like improvements in AI, and if I learn, like if I will have a better, wider opinion about this AI and the things that it is capable of, can be also helpful in my in my future career, of course. I'll make a video about this book because I feel like it is really like good book for preparing myself for the future classes. The classes, actually I passed my every classes right now, so this way I feel good about it. And next year I don't have like many classes as I had in the last year, and in the next year I will have only 3 classes, and I will also have an internship in Unicredit. The area will be about AI and data engineering, and moreover, in the last semester, I will only have thesis. I hope I will have opportunity to do my thesis in Unicredit as well. This way, I will have a chance to earn money and also do my thesis, because I don't wanna follow a career in the academy. So that's why I think that this idea is better for me. Of course, maybe I am planning to do a PhD, because we have some stupid things in Turkey that we have to pay if we wanna go to the soldier duty for a month. But I don't have a time to spend my time more than once, because if you don't wanna pay, you have to do this soldier duty 6 months. So that's why I have to pay for it, and the amount that I need to pay is more than 6,000 euro. So that's really a lot, and you don't have any chance to handle it. Maybe I heard that if you live in Europe and if you work in a company more than 5 years, you don't have to do this, but still you have to pay for this money. If you do your PhD, you can just postpone it, but you have to do this. There's no other choice. The lecture and the classes, I feel good about it, and everything is okay for now. The purpose, maybe I can talk fastly about the purpose. I am planning to pass, of course, my every classes, and also also to finish my thesis next year. And anymore, I don't have to think about the master degree, and I can maybe work in Italy or Europe and improve my opportunities. Yeah, maybe even I can go to USA if I will have opportunity to work there. and it can be a good opportunity, I think. But of course, I need to talk with my girlfriend and so on because it's far away to Turkey and also to Europe. In general, I can talk about the career. I will work in the field of data and AI. Maybe I am thinking that if I would have a chance to work in AI, it could be a better for me. But unfortunately, offers that in the AI is really less, and the offers mostly about data engineering because like big companies they just use huge amount of data and they need people who can process this data. So yeah, of course it's understandable. Of course they also use AI, but they don't need as many people as they need in data engineering. And yeah, let's talk about the things that I do in entrepreneurship part. Before we used to have a small startup and we were working on it, but anymore we thought that okay, we don't have enough resources and we don't have enough time to work on it more. Right now my friend Melly is working on it, like they are trying to call clinics. Shortly we were doing a marketplace for uh, clinics and hospitals and also beauty centers in Turkey so that they can, like people from Europe or another country, they can look for best clinics according to their needs and they can come to Turkey thanks to our website. And we were also planning to make a deal with agencies, different kinds of agencies, and like he's working on it right now. And he has also another company, and the company is Kernel Dynamics. And in this company, they are making drones and to deliver uh, packages and also clean windows and many other things. And and right now I am making a like visual. I don't know the real name of it, but like basically understanding the things that the drone will record. For example, if it will see the tree or it will see the human, it needs to understand that this is human. And this way we are planning to increase its safety, and maybe this way we can also make it autonomous, and like this way that they won't need a driver or like they won't need anyone to drive this drone, so everything will be faster. Last two things is that I was also thinking that if I give enough time to travel, because I took a credit in Turkey right now. In Turkey, you have some program that you can apply for having credits, and the government will pay you, and in 2-3 years you have to pay back them, and like the interest rate is less. So but in this money I don't convert it to euro because the rate is so high in banks, so that's why I just put this money to like USA stock market, and the money just stays there. I was also thinking that in this age I think like it doesn't make any sense to like stock the money. It is like because you don't have to do this. You are just, especially on my case, I'm just 25 years old and I can use this money in different things because I will be older later, I will work, I won't have enough time to travel, and on these ages like still I feel like I don't have like enough time to travel. But for example, in this like last month, if I would plan any like small travel, I could also go somewhere, but I didn't do this. And I think you can always find money to travel. Of course, like if you don't have like some resources that you earn money, of course that can be hard. But on this age, instead of like stocking the money, you can just spend this money for traveling or improving yourself. I think it's a better idea. So on this idea is that I will plan like more travels in the coming years, and I will spend my money traveling more. Of course, like just with traveling you can't improve or you can't make yourself a better person, but I think it's one of the main part of it. And yeah, lastly, let's briefly talk about the personal improvements. On the personal improvements, as I told you, mostly I read the books, and I also try to improve my Italians. I spend 20-30 minutes every day to improve my Italians. I watch videos in YouTube, and I also try to improve my grammar skills. And moreover, I also watch different channels in Turkey. I say improving myself, it can sound different for you, but with improving myself, like I'm talking about the interesting things, like like spending some time the interesting things, the topics that I found interesting right now. For example, I watched Diamond Tema, Flu TV. In the Flu TV, they have like different. They make so like they create so good contacts in different topics. For example, brain, money, philosophy, psychology, and so on. So I also like watch this channel. I can say that I spent a lot of time in YouTube. Like many people say that it's social media, but long time ago I didn't think like even I wasn't thinking that it was a social media. But yeah, actually it is social media. But it's not like spending your time in stupid things. You can do really useful things in YouTube. I think it is really another level when you compare with Instagram. The another part that I was planning to talk about the social things, like social trends that I spent right now. Like anymore, the time that I spent on this part is getting less and less because I feel like the things that I can do right now is really limited. For example, politicians, journalists, they're in the jail right now, and we don't know the reason, and we don't know why they're in the jail basically. Many people has concerns about democracy in Turkey, and I hope everything will go better. But like when we see the things that happening in Turkey right now, we see that in Turkey we call it çürümüşlük, like things like the ethics, the people's ethics is getting worse and worse. I feel that one of the reason of this is economy because as you see in even every things in the nature, if you are in the big trouble, you don't care the ethics because you just want to survive. I feel maybe the main reason is this, but of course also the news that we hear in Twitter and in social media is like make us such believe in Turkey because we see that like people really they don't have any like ethical values. They say that we are like Muslim, we are the best people, like we are so religious, but when you see their behaviors and the things that they do, like you can't say that they are like Muslims. Like at least they shouldn't be Muslims, like if they do this, or like maybe they have another kinds of religion, but I don't want to say them like okay they are religion, because they call themselves as religion, but like it's really hard to believe it, because we hear like many different things in Turkey right now. Big politicians did like such fake diploma certificates. Like they didn't go to university, they just have a certificate, like graduating from university. So this they can be doctor, they can be a politicians, but they didn't go to university. Like this is a, I can't imagine like how like some people can do this. I feel really disgusting about like the things that happening in Turkey right now. That's really like it is like behind the feeling set, like it's I feel basically disgusting. I am not sure how it is possible to change it, but like in the upcoming years it won't be so easy to change it unfortunately, because like we know that such thing is happening, and the people who is responsible for such things, they don't say anything. They behave that okay this thing is not happening, and like I know like they just make strategy. This is a like a engineering, like they just plan everything, but for the being citizen of here is you feel that like how like because at least like they should just quit their job, because they should say that okay I wasn't able to do my job like in a bare minimum level, and I am not enough for this job. Okay, like such things happened, I am sorry, but and I am quitting, and like some new people should be there, but like they don't care at all. That's really sad for me, and personally I am trying to think what can I do, but the things that I can do is very limited. So that's why I try to spend as less as time as possible, because like you feel like you need to check Twitter or check the news, but when you check the news nothing changes. You just distract yourself, you just lose your energy, and you just also lose your time. So it doesn't make sense at all. Mostly talk about the people who are in the least intellectual capacity. So that's why you just hear that okay, you are not, I am religion and we will save the country, and other side is a terrorist, and the people is being terrorist is also changing. Like, of course before it was also changing, like in 10 years maybe, but the time is getting real less. They say that like 2 years ago some part of the society is terrorist, but anymore like this part is changed and the other side is terrorist right now. The people that they say terrorists, they are not terrorists anymore. So you see that they don't have an ethical value. That's really disgusting. I mean, of course you can live like in this way because you earn money a lot, but you just need to, I don't know, like stop your inner voice. Probably they just live like this. It's really hard for me to understand. Yeah, actually basically I talk about the time that I spent in my life, and I am trying to make this time as less as possible. Maybe in the future, if I will have enough power, of course I want to change something, because like it shouldn't be like this. But I also see that if someone has like huge power, they also can't talk, because if they would talk, their work relation between other companies or between other countries will be destroyed, especially if you live in Turkey. So this way they also can't talk if something is wrong. I don't want to be such like leader, or if I will have such company, but it's really sad for me that like, yeah, they can talk because they don't have a, actually they could talk, but as I try to explain, they prefer to not talk because they want to still earn money. Of course it is understandable, and I can also see that it's not their job to actually, maybe it is better to look like this, because like their job is doing their job, like earning money or giving, like making investments in Turkey, like even making schools to improve the education level and so on. But like it's not the job, it is not their job to talk. Like talking is the job of politicians, and mostly they talk, of course. Yeah, actually the things that these were the things that I wanted to talk about in the social part in Turkey. And I see that that's also said that like the politicians or the politics has a huge part in our lives, also in teenagers. But I also see that in Europe they don't care about politics at all, because they know that if someone will change in the government and so on, nothing will change because they have system. But unfortunately we lost this system in Turkey, so this way like we just influence a lot. But personally it is better to at least like check like once in a week like what's going on in Turkey, because I can't do anything. Yeah, actually in summary, this was my first video in the diary, and maybe I will make this video in 6 months, maybe in 3 months, if I will have something to talk. But I think that it's better to talk in English because I can talk without hesitation, and it is easier for me to talk. Yeah, actually these were the reasons why I record my video. For example, I was planning to make a video about sleep and nutrition. I also read a book about it, so I see that I have enough things to talk, and I can talk and give an advice. Giving an advice is not so good idea if you don't know the other side, but I will just give an advice in general, like what is the best or what you should do in general. Maybe I can make this video in English. Like even if I will make this video in Turkish, for sure I will make another video in English. Okay, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.